Let's come to you. We've had a short break since Silverstone. Have you had a chance to just reflect on the 6 races that you've done for the team so far, and what conclusions have you reached?
Yeah, it's been good. I think to have a break, to reset and to go back to the factory, work a bit with the guys and really focus on what we need to improve, keep working with the engineers and everyone back at the factory was good. Little break to reset as well, so ready for Spa.
When you look at the data, in what areas of performance do you think you can still make the most progress?
I think there has been different tracks that, I've had some different weaknesses, but especially in long runs I've been quite strong lately. We are still focusing quite a bit in performance, in low fuel. I'm still lacking in the new tire runs most of the time. So working with the car to find that confidence that sometimes I lack in the very high speed corners, but I think generally it's been improving. I started quite strong in Silverstone. Of course, it didn't end as we wanted, but I think with some good progress.
Goals for this weekend here at Spa?
I think maximize the opportunities. It's going to be a tricky weekend with a sprint race, with the weather forecast as well. So I think try to maximize the car we have, the opportunities, try to be on top of the weather.
All right, thank you for that, Franco. And Fernando, let's come to you now. It was a tricky start to the season for you, but you've now had 4 points finishes in a row. Do you feel you're building some momentum with this car now?
I think, since Imola, probably with the package that we introduced there, we are a little bit more competitive and on the edge of Q3 and the edge of points always every weekend. So hopefully we can keep the momentum going.
More new parts here this weekend. What are you hoping to achieve with them?
First, I think the priority is to understand that the new parts are bringing performance always on a sprint weekend. It's difficult to achieve that with only one free practice. Maybe the weather is not helping on that side. So, that will be the first priority. And then, obviously try to score points if we can, again on this weekend. But in terms of car performance, I think understanding the new part will be the main difficulty and the main priority as well.
Okay, Fernando, thank you for that. Let's now open this to the floor. We will start with the broadcasters. Who's got a question, please? Yeah. Let's start with... We're going to David? No? Yep.
Tom Slafer, DAZN Spain. Question for Fernando. Fernando, we start here the second part of the season after seeing what the team has performed in the first 12 races. What is the goal for the second part of the season in this transition year going to the new regulations?
Actually, I think 80% of the focus it is already in 2026 in a way. Not only on the engineers, on the designing team, it's also the driver's head. A part of maybe the 2 McLaren drivers. The rest of us, we are just thinking a little bit, and dreaming about what it could be a good season next year, because this year is gonna change very little, I think, in the second part. So it is fun to see all the midfields so close, and maybe there is some action, between all the midfields in the second part of the season, and it will be a fight for the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th constructor championship. But apart of that, I think there is not much more to do. So try to learn, try to keep improving, try to work with the team in the best way possible. And as I said, in terms of points, every 2 or 3 weekends, try to see the Constructor Championship and have some fun there.
Thanks for that, David.
David Croft, Sky Sports F1. 2-part question to Nico. But first of all, well done. Silverstone was great. On that subject, had you given up hope of a podium? Did you think it was ever going to come, or had you actually just put that to the back of your mind that it might not? And secondly, now you've had a few months with Jonathan Wheatley as team principal, what difference has he made at Sauber, because you were there before and you're there during?
The first part, to be honest, it was not something actively on my mind. You go out there as a driver, you want to maximize and get the best possible result every time. Of course, you're still dreaming and you want to achieve these things, but it's not always in your full control. So it didn't really bother me. I'm confident and happy in my own skin, and just enjoying the ride, enjoying this the season, the challenge that's ahead, and the project that I'm part of. So that's the most important and the main thing for me, to be honest. Jonathan, well, I think he arrived. It's still obviously quite fresh, but I think obviously coming from a team that has been so successful and dominant in Formula One, and operationally was very strong, or is very strong. I think he just sees us with a fresh pair of eyes, with his experience, and I think very quickly he saw possibilities to optimize here, to optimize there. It's just shortcuts kind of to performance and to a more better and streamlined organization and race operation. So I think he applied some things in the structure of the team, which are beneficial and just helpful. And often it's just little tweaks, but many little tweaks are a positive contribution at the end of the day. And obviously, back at the factory as well, there's a lot more work to do, obviously, as we grow, to put the pieces into position and to make sure they work productively in the future.
Thank you, Nico. Next, please, are we going to Tamara? Yeah.
Your improvement?
Honestly, I think many teams can aim for that. I think there's probably competitive that weekend, but I feel that we are all in a very tight battle, in a very tight race, and we all have that possibility to fight for that position in the Constructors' Championship. So kind of half season to go, and it's going to go down to the wire, I think.
Thanks for that. Any more? Yes. Yeah, Laurent.
Hello, Laurent Dupin, Canal Plus. Question for Nico and Fernando. Because you have a lot of experience here, there's quite some corners, very fast corners, even some flat-out corners on the corners.
You try not to go flat the first lap, and then slowly you go a little bit faster and faster. But on a sprint format, for sure, you have to go into Q1 quite soon, and maybe with a circuit condition that you didn't test it in FP1. So that's the nice thing of the sprint. But I don't think that it's a huge challenge. And actually here maybe we did more laps in wet than dry, so we know the circuit quite well. Especially Eau Rouge, I think is quite dry. It never gets too wet there because it's quite steep the place. So I don't think that is a huge challenge, even though last year it has been resurfaced the circuit, and I think it could be a little bit more standing water, and visibility will be a challenge as usual here. So let's see.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously have past references, and we go out and we obviously feel the grip, and you start somewhere, and then you just build from there. You obviously react to what you feel and to what the conditions are, and just work your way in.